Hi everyone, we're going to find the value of the derivative of f composed of g at the value of x equals -1, given here. We have f of u equals 1 minus 1 divided by u, and u equals g of x, which equals 1 divided by 1 minus x. So when you think about it, we have f of u, and our u is g of x. So therefore we have f of g of x. Now, to take this derivative, so we have the derivative, this is what f of g means. It's just a different way to write it. So when we differentiate it, and we say we take the derivative of y with respect to x, if you differentiate it, we're using the chain rule, using the outside-inside rule. So it's f prime of the inside and then times the derivative of the inside function, which is g prime of x. So all we have to do is differentiate these and fill it in. And what we really want is f prime of g of -1, because our x is -1, times g prime of -1. That's the formula we're going to use. All right. So we're going to do f prime of u, which equals derivative with respect to u of 1 minus u to the power of -1. I just rewrote this. All right, this is going to equal u to the power of -2, which equals 1 divided by u squared. Now, let's also take the derivative of f prime of, or g prime of x. So that's going to be when you differentiate with respect to x, and I'm going to write this as 1 minus x to the power of -1. Now this equals, using the chain rule, -1 times 1 minus x to the power of -2 times the derivative of the inner function, which is just -1. So this is just going to equal 1 divided by 1 minus x squared. Now that we have that, we're going to use this formula here. This equals f of g prime of 1. So substituting in, we're going to first substitute in g of -1. So your g is 1 divided by 1 minus a -1. So that's going to be 1/2 when you substitute in -1 into this one. Therefore, you're going to have f prime of 1/2 times g prime of -1. Again, all I did was, for this first part, g of -1 is substituted into this formula here. All right. Now, f prime of -1. Well, f prime is this one. So when you substitute in 1/2, you're going to get 1 divided by 1 divided by 4. And this equals 4. So that just equals 4. Times g prime of -1. Well, g prime of -1, this is going to be equal to 1 divided by 1 minus a -1 squared. So this is going to be times 1/4. And this all equals 1. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.